All right, here we go from the Ice Den in Scottsdale. It's a special day. It's the last day of the regular season here in Division One. Dylan Pescator, James Mackey as always. And James, it's not your usual great matchup between Desert Vista and Notre Dame. There's a little bit more to it because you have the last regular season game for a lot of these seniors. You have 7 over on Notre Dame and 6 on Desert Vista. Two teams that matched up not only earlier this year, but also in the championship last year in that great 5-4 final in overtime with Desert Vista pulling it out, down 4-1 in the third period. So a lot of history between these two teams, and now a little bit of a celebration before the game begins.
Yeah, kind of cool to see the seniors get the recognition they deserve. Obviously, the harsh reality is some of these kids may not play another, period of organized hockey. This may be the end of it for them. So the fact that they get this night, they get their attention from the crowd here on both sides, Notre Dame Prep and Desert Vista, both showing love to the seniors on either side. So kind of cool to have that happen. Goaltender for the Saints, Matthew Gahan's out there. Goaltender for the Desert Vista Thunder, Jonah Bankel's out there. Two guys who we know personally have been really good this season. It's going to be fun to watch them in this game as well.
Yes, and let's name all of our seniors going down. We're going to start with Desert Vista. Of course, Ryan Jim, the star of the show for this Thunder team. Trevor Kaminsky, what a great defenseman he's been throughout his entire career at Desert Vista, especially last year and this year, now being the captain of this team. Jonah Bankel, you mentioned him, Landon Hart, Liam Proctor, and Deegan Gwynn, the 6 seniors for Desert Vista. For Notre Dame on the other side, they have 7. It starts with Matthew Gahan, their goaltender, and then Reed Gramlich, who is right up there, 1, 2, or 3 when you're talking about best players in the league. He's a senior. He'll be playing his last regular season game today. Shea Driscoll, Ethan Block, Archer Anders, Alex Capo, and Cody Bjorndal, the 7 for Notre Dame, who are playing their last regular season game. Now, good news for both of these teams is they won't be playing tomorrow. And why is that good news? Well, they won't be playing in the play-in games tomorrow. They're locked into the top 4 seeds, no matter what team wins or loses tonight. So this is their last game until Tuesday. And this is a real playoff format. It's a playoff feeling. Crowd's packed. Both teams full rostered. You can see this matchup in the semis of the finals.
Yeah, quite the house here tonight. Again, we love it when it's busy in here, Dill. You and I both do, but so do the boys, so does AHSHA as a whole. And here we are, starting period 1 between 2 of the top programs in the state.
Ready to go. Sam Borzone wins the draw for Notre Dame. He's only a sophomore, and he gets it right back over the line. Borzone shoots, saved by Bankel, rebound in front, and he'll cover. Our goaltenders for tonight. Let's start off with Jonah Bankel, 6-5 on the year with a .293 goals against in 11 starts and a .904 save percentage. For Matthew Gahan, 15 starts this year, 11-2-2 with a .193 goals against and a .921 save percentage. Both seniors. Gahan, the assistant captain on this Notre Dame squad. Gramlich keeps it at the blue. Will high flip it right back behind Bankel. Desert Vista number 4 in the standings. Notre Dame number 3, separated by just 1 point. It goes behind the net. Borzone will hold it. Back to Gramlich at the half wall. Sam Borzone, who started the season on the injured list, as Bjorndal and Kaplan miscommunicate. Diamante comes the other way for the Thunder. Tries to cut inside, loose, and it goes right in on Gahan, who will hold. James, last time Desert Vista came out and played was last weekend against Pinnacle, a 1-1 tie. And to talk about playoff atmospheres, that was truly a playoff game.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where, again, head coach Charles Michio with Notre Dame Prep talked about it. Tonight isn't a playoff-esque game for Notre Dame Prep. He wants to have his boys come out early and show out and play strong. And that last week was a really good opportunity for Desert Vista to get a playoff-like atmosphere and feel that pressure. Luckily, they ended up locking up Pinnacle's second tie of the year, but if you're Desert Vista, that's not what you want to do going into the playoffs. You want to win games.
Mickey cuts in, tosses one on net, and Bankel puts it to the corner. Here's Justin Kaplan. Down low for Jaswin. Yeah, 2 sophomores and Tate Mickey and Justin Kaplan along with Drew Jaswin. The junior comes in front, loose puck. Jaswin couldn't control as Bankel got his stick in the area. It pops out to Hughes, and Desert Vista will skate it out. Big hit along the wall by Jaswin. Both players go slipping and sliding. Here's Jack Wilson for Notre Dame, who breaks it out. Loose puck picked up by Hart. He'll get it deeper in the zone and go for a change along with Hughes. Kaplan picks it up in his own zone. Justin goes all the way across looking for Edmonds. He had him on a breakaway pass, couldn't control. Icing waved off. It's Quillen in his back for Desert Vista. Picked off by Koch. Quillen now in the corner will try the other way. One of 6 seniors, Deegan Gwynn. Turned it over to Koch. And he'll whip it on in. A key injury a few weeks ago for Notre Dame. Roberto Gamez out for the year, a forearm injury. And Coach Missio has said you're going to see a lot of guys who maybe were playing a little bit of that 3rd or 4th line role get bumped up in a good way and get that opportunity to play bigger minutes. Sam Koch is one of those names he mentioned. Anders puts it in deep. The crowd on both sides all the way into it. This truly is a playoff atmosphere. Bjorndal at the goal line all the way across, picked off by Ensley. Lane will start it the other way with Gwynn. Takes the big hit from Anders in front of the penalty box. Archer Anders laying the body early. Here comes Bjorndal for Notre Dame across the line. Across for Gramlich right off the bench. Backhand try saved by Benkel with the glove. Right back to Bjorndal. He has Borzone in front, shot on net. Rebound chance. It bumped over the stick of Borzone. Jim will carry it out. He got to neutral, then lost it. Notre Dame right back in with Borzone. Takes a check from Diamante. DV coming the other way, 2-on-2. Jim and Wetzel. Jim to Wetzel in the circle. Couldn't control and put the shot wide. Ryan Jim, what a season he's had this year. 30 points in just 14 games. He's averaging over 2 points per game if you want to do the math. Turnover. Ensley to Jim, who shoots, saved by Gahan.
Yeah, this is that matchup that we've been waiting on all season, Dylan. We kind of preview it ahead to this one during the first half of the year, and it's nice to have it going on now. Obviously, we're excited to watch it, and so far, a lot of really good action early in the game. Just about 3.5 minutes in, still with a lot of hockey left to be played.
DV wins the draw and puts it wide right off of it. We have a lot of connections with this team as well. We mentioned the championship matchup from last year. Diamante and Jim and Gramlich all on the same travel team with the Bobcats. Tomorrow they'll be playing on the same team. Tonight they're enemies. Ensley toward the net, put it wide. Diamante in front, and Gahan had to get his stick in the way. Notre Dame will clear it out. A Notre Dame team that had a slow start for their standards at least. They started the season 0-1-2. They ended up 13-3-3 in this game number 20 for both sides. Kaplan lays a big hit on Ensley at the top of the zone. Gordy Anderson shoots, glove saved by Gahan. James, the physicality has been picking up so far early.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of really big hits, and the biggest thing about them, Dylan, is they're all clean. It's clean hits, knocking players off the puck, creating an opportunity for your team to get there and really show off what they're made of. And that another one right there by, like you said, Gordy Anderson, big one, and knocks the puck loose, gets a draw in his own defensive zone, and got to start it out the other way.
Here comes Notre Dame the other way. Koch with Capo. Capo in the corner, looked to center. It went off a stick and then out of play. Just 4.5 into this one, and we mentioned they played at Mullet last year in the championship, and 2 years ago, almost to the day, these two teams faced off in the semifinals, and what a game that was. It was 1-0 the final. Notre Dame went to the final against Pinnacle, and the only goal by a player that's still here and is still rocking and rolling, Reed Gramlich, went between his legs on a breakaway with about 3 minutes left to score the game's only goal. And for Notre Dame to win 1-0, head on to the final against Pinnacle, where they lost 5-2. DV will break it out and come the other way. Here comes Hughes over the line. Looking to put it in front, taken away by Hogenauer. He's matched up with Adam Kaplan, of course. Those two playing in that game that I mentioned earlier. Kaplan had a great playoff that year. Started off with the overtime winner against Horizon in the quarterfinals. One of the best games I've seen. A 6-5 final in favor of Notre Dame. Offside is the call. Bjorndal and Ryan Kim not on the same page at the blue line, and they'll head back to their respective benches. You look forward to games between some of the top teams, and this is definitely one of them. The cherry on top is that both teams, other than a couple injuries, as Jim, his shot is deflected out of play, are at full rosters. And that's something we haven't had, which feels like the entire season. And talking to coaches around the league, travel has really messed up their entire year. Thankfully now and for the rest of the playoffs, all teams will, 99% have their full rosters.
Yeah, and it's obviously, something that you and I really want to see is full rosters. But if you're a coach, you got to be happy that, based on the parity in the league, you're heading into the playoffs with a relatively full regular roster. Both of these things, like you mentioned, will not have to play tomorrow, which is huge in regards to fatigue but either way, to head into a week, let's say, call it 5 days off until Tuesday.
You're going to have 9 days off.
9 days off until, yes, Tuesday the 31st, you're correct. I apologize. You're going to have 9 days off. You get a really good opportunity to understand that you're going to have your full roster. Take the time you need in practice. Use tonight's game. Use what you've seen throughout the season to improve and get ready for the playoffs. And full rosters is a really big bonus for everybody.
You just want to see each team at their full ability and their full power. And I'm sure the coaches won't mind, I should say, not as many call-ups as maybe a game 13 or 12 on the schedule this year. Icing on Desert Vista. And their season has gone just as well as Notre Dame, but like we said, just 1 point lower at 44 rather than 45. 13-5-1 their record under head coach Matthew Anderson, his first year after after being program director of Desert Vista. Took over the head coaching duties, and this program hasn't skipped a beat. Edmonds on the draw. Turned it over. Here comes Proctor the other way. Liam Proctor with Deegan Gwynn. A 2-on-1 over to Gwynn, and the pass was behind him. Gwynn and Proctor connected on the only goal for Desert Vista against Pinnacle just a week ago. Anderson shot, rebound try. We get a whistle and a penalty against Notre Dame as Benkel was heading toward the bench. Landon Wood is heading to the box. Elbowing is the call against Landon Wood, and we see our first opportunity to see this Desert Vista power play tonight. They started off with Kim, Kaminsky, Ensley, Jim, Kahn. That's the 5-man unit for the Thunder. They started off with Kim at the top. All the way across for Jim. Kim is the quarterback of the power play. They'll give it to Ensley on the left circle. He has Jim on the right. And Trevor Kaminsky in front. All the way across for Ensley, who shoots. It goes wide to the far side. Jim will pick up the rebound. Look to backhand it down low. Taken away by the Saints, but not out. Jim all the way in. Oh, offside the call. Oh, that was a real close one at the blue line, as Jim would have had pretty much a breakaway in on Matthew Gahan. The officials rule it offside, and we bring it back to neutral.
Yeah, that's one of those things. Everyone down here to our left got very vocal about that call. That whistle blew, and almost everybody over here went, oh, audibly all at the same time. And that just shows you just how dangerous that could have been for Desert Vista to get an opportunity on the board and score first here in this game early.
Kaplan clears it down. You have the Notre Dame fans to our left and the Desert Vista fans to our right. So the Notre Dame fans were right on the line, and they were fans of that call. Ensley cutting toward the net. Shot goes wide to the short side. Rebound kept in by Jim. Now Zach Kahn will give it right back to Jim. Watched by Hogenauer for Notre Dame. It's Gramlich, Bjorndal, Hogenauer, and Kaplan, the top PK unit for the Saints. Kahn will hold and backhand it all the way down for Kaminsky, who's playing down low at the goal line as a defenseman, but on this power play, he's the big body to screen Gahan in front. Notre Dame gets the clear. 45 seconds to go on the penalty against Landon Wood. That was for elbowing. DV keeps their same 5 out there, and Jim runs into the official. He's not happy at him either. Looked down at the official and said a few words, probably, why are you in my way? Desert Vista gets it back, and we'll start it up once more. Now the official takes his spot along the bench as Jim skates past him. He shoots, it goes high and into Gahan's glove. That's another thing you don't see a lot, and you can tell Jim was audibly frustrated. Now, would that happen in maybe a September or October game? I'm not sure, but clearly this game means as much as a game can mean in the regular season of both of these teams.
Yeah, obviously that's another one for the bingo card right there on the proverbial bingo card we've been keeping track of all season. That one that's very odd to see it happen, but it did happen, and unfortunately it was on a break where Jim probably was sprung and had an opportunity to get a power play goal for Desert Vista. Just wrong place, wrong time for the ref there, and it might prove to be costly later on.
Kahn will hold 15 more seconds in the penalty. Here comes Gramlich the other way, shorthanded. He gets on the puck. He has Bjorndal cutting toward the net. Over to Bjorndal, and what a save by Benkel. Going from his left to his right, Gramlich will keep the puck and kill off the rest of the penalty. Woods out of the box. A successful PK for Notre Dame. Zach Kahn across the logo. Go end to end as Gahan will hold and get the whistle. How elusive, how impressive is the skating of Reed Gramlich. Not only get on that puck and then put a perfect pass over to Bjorndal, who almost put it in.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to see those players show out the way they're showing out all season. They've been really hot for both of their teams. And just to mention, Reed Gramlich in his last 7 games, averaging 3 points a game, 5 goals versus Flagstaff on the November 5th, 3 versus Campo Verde on December 9th, and 1 versus Flagstaff on December 10th. That's a lot. That's good. 9 goals up to this point. He's someone you can count on if you're the Notre Dame bench. He's someone you're going to want to rely on as the season continues to move forward. Again, game number 20 here tonight, Dylan, but the playoffs, eerie. Very, very close. If you're both of these squads, you understand that you want your stars to show up, and it's going to be important for him to continue his production into the playoffs.
He's been a playoff player. He's been playing playoff games for 3 years, and this will be his 4th. Like we mentioned, 14 goals and 30 points on the year for Reed Gramlich. He's up there on the AHSHA totals as well. Tate Mickey across the line after he gloved out of midair. Shoots it, went wide to the glove side. Kept in by Anders, who comes right off the bench. Down low, back in front was Kaplan looking for Mickey. The puck bounced on Jaswin, and out comes Desert Vista. Hughes will move to the inside, pass Anders, pass across, went into the open corner. Diamante's centering pass went past Lane and Proctor, and they'll have to chase back to neutral. 6 minutes to go in the first period. Still scoreless as the pass misses Cole. They're going to wave off the icing. Notre Dame exits the zone along the left side and given right back. Now we're going to get the icing. A 0-0 start, but a lot of shots on goal for each team and a lot of chances as well.
Yeah, great opportunities, great zone rushes. Both teams really controlling their offensive, defensive, and neutral zones really well. Obviously, you want to have that play all the way up and down. Not a lopsided game, a very even game. It's fun to watch these games, Dylan. These are the ones that we really, really yearn for when it comes to AHSHA, and a lot of that has to do with the parity all the way up and down the league.
You're exactly right. Diamante jumped a little early on that one, so we're going to do it one more time. And you talk about skill, you talk about talent. This year is right on the ice. 2 top lines, and Gramlich, Borzone, and Bjorndal against Diamante, Jim, and Ensley. 2 of the best top lines in the league. Kaplan will take it back in his own end, give it to Bjorndal, who will skate it across the line. Pressured by Diamante, Bjorndal still with it. Centering pass looking for Gramlich. Gramlich will take it in the corner. Notre Dame looking to set up some pressure in the offensive zone. Gramlich looks to go all the way across for Kaplan, who can't keep it in. Gramlich thought Kaplan was a little bit deeper in the zone. Notre Dame goes off the wall. Borzone still on. The sophomore over the line to Bjorndal. All the way across to Kaplan. Tried to get a shot away, blocked by Diamante. He got it right back and just backhanded it in.
Way for Kaplan to keep that play alive too, especially in your offensive zone. It's important to keep the puck there if you can, and a good backhand deep into the zone keeps it alive for Notre Dame prep there.
Here comes Jim, stopped by Kaplan, possibly the best offensive player versus the best defenseman in the league right there. Adam Kaplan wins round 1. Quillinen takes it away. Notre Dame will skate it out. Borzone still on there in a long shift. He'll have to head to the bench, and he does. Landon Wood looked to tip it in. It went off the back of Ryan Kim, and now he turns it over. Hughes for Desert Vista from the circle. He shoots in a glove save by Gahan.
And we talked about that production from Reed Gramlich in 7 games. How about this, Dylan? In only 4 games, 13 points for Sam Borzone, 9 goals, 4 assists, 5 goals versus Campo Verde on December 9th, 2 versus Horizon on December 30th, and 1 versus Centennial and Flagstaff, respectively, on December 29th and December 10th. So, again, you have a top-line winger with a top-line center playing great hockey on the year. You're going to have your production increase, and that's only through 4 games. He's played minimal this year with travel going on, but still great to see that production. through such a little amount of games.
Well, Borzone has only played 8 the entire season, and part of it's strong, but the reason was he didn't play till November because he had a torn PCL, and he was on the injured list. And Notre Dame and their coaches and players said, "Hey, just wait till we get Sam Borzone. This kid's really good." And now he's just showing out and showing what he can really do at the Division I level.
You and I definitely waited for them to get Sam Borzone, and it really did show. The production and the way they've played since has just been phenomenal compared to what they started the year with.
Lane off the rebound try, and Gahan got that one as well. Desert Vista with a few chops at it in a high danger area. Here comes the captain, Trevor Kaminsky, back with 3:40 to go in period number 1. Looked to high flip it out, got it past Gwynn. Wilson will have to chase it. Icing waved off as it didn't reach the goal line. Jack Wilson, just a sophomore, playing big minutes on D for Notre Dame. A good bounce gets them a 3-on-2. Shot in on Benkel, who makes the save. That was Ethan Block taking the shot. 3:21 to go. Benkel has had a really good year this year, especially it's his first year at the Division I level, really starting on a regular basis. Remember, Desert Vista had 2 senior goaltenders last year in Tiger Tamburo and Aiden Biswanger, and there was really just no spot for the junior Benkel unless he was going to play D2. He did really well in the lower division, and this year is his first year as the starter. He's gone 6-5. He had a shutout earlier, and his last start was back on December 28th against Centennial, who everyone considers the favorite. They're the #1 team in the league. It's been very hard to defeat them. And he had a great game. He had 36 saves on 40 shots against the top team in the league.
Well, we saw Benkel after that against Pinnacle in a tie game. He was undefeated heading into that game.
That was Dylan Hansen against Pinnacle.
It was? Okay, my apologies. I was looking at my notes wrong. Yep, I have it right next to Dylan.
Hansen's the one who's undefeated, and he's only a sophomore. So you talk about the future of Desert Vista and how good their goaltending is going to be even when Jonah Benkel and their senior season runs out, whether it be in that quarterfinal game or they make it all the way and become back-to-back champions. Diamante behind the net, does a little spin move and keeps possession. Looking to find Ensley in the slot, taken away by Hogenauer, who will give it to Kaplan. Under 3 minutes to go in period number 1. Jaden Cole, who had a big game against Pinnacle in that 1-1 tie that you mentioned last weekend. He played a lot of minutes back on D for Desert Vista. Along with Trevor Kaminsky, Max Quillinen, and a very deep D-core for this Desert Vista team. It's going to get hard and harder to score on them. Mickey lost his stick. Desert Vista coming the other way. Jim shoots it, went high of the crossbar. Wetzel will have to chase with Mickey right on his edge. Cole looked to get it past Justin Kaplan. He couldn't. Kaplan takes a hit from Ensley, gets it up to Jim. Desert Vista one more time over the line. Through the legs goes Jim, cutting toward the net. Saved by Gahan. Rebound chance in front. Another stop by Gahan with the pad. 2 big saves for Matthew Gahan. Notre Dame will ice the puck. With the goaltender, the senior, showing out on senior night so far.
Wow, what a series of saves there from Gahan. Absolutely ridiculous. To only make the save after Jim goes between the legs up the near side boards on a shot that was just really looking to go to the top of the net, but then to follow it all the way on the rebound and to have your defense right there to clear it out. Really good for Gahan to avoid this game getting a 1-0 start in favor of Desert Vista.
DV wins the draw. Quillinen will step in and shoot. It got deflected high into the glass. Here comes Notre Dame the other way. Gramlich looking for Bjorndal. Good stick by Ryan Kim. Stopped the breakaway for Cody Bjorndal. It did not go off the stick of Hughes, however, which draws the icing once more. 1:49 to go in the first. You know, a lot of seniors, and I think the key part of a lot of these seniors, 7 for Notre Dame, 6 for Desert Vista, is that they're good and they've created a lot of chances and a lot of reasoning of why they're here. But you also have a lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors, and even in some cases, a lot of freshmen who are going to create big chances and big opportunities for years to come for these programs, respectively. Here's one of them, Sam Borzone. Down to the senior Gramlich at the side of the net, tried to stuff it in, and Benkel had none of it. Quillinen goes off the boards and out. You see a lot of these underclassmen playing right now. Jack Wilson, just a sophomore. Playing with a lot of seniors, and Gramlich and Bjorndal. Chase Kaplan will go back for Notre Dame. And the Saints will break it out. Here comes Gramlich. Watched by Kim. Gramlich cutting to the middle, taken away by Ryan Kim. Another defenseman you have to mention when you're talking about Desert Vista, Ryan Kim. He also had a good year offensively in 15 games, 7 points for the defenseman. Borzone will hold behind his own net. Playing some games with Liam Proctor as he was trying to forecheck.
We have seen some shifty puck movement, Dylan. A couple of really nice between the legs is there. Borzone just a easy little off the boards pass to himself to get around Proctor, but still really fun to see that happen in the game.
Centering pass taken away by Gramlich. Here comes Bjorndal, stopped by Anderson. Throw it in front, Benkel directs it to the corner. Jaswin right on it for Notre Dame, looking to get it deeper, taken away by Anderson. 25 seconds to go in period number 1. Anders keeps it at the blue, taken away by Desert Vista. One more try for the Thunder with 15 seconds. Quinn gets past Hogenauer. His D partner right there to stop it. That was Justin Kaplan coming back, the forward who was back. 8 seconds to go. Jaswin over the red to the blue. Jaswin with 5 on net. Saved by Benkel. Loose in front. Shot and another stop by Benkel as Tate Mickey was cutting toward the net. The senior netminder for the Thunder making a few big saves at the end of the first.
Yeah, right place, right time for Benkel. Stays with the rush all the way into the zone. A lot of Notre Dame speed into the zone, and he's right where he needs to be to make that save. Keeps this game tied here with just about a second left in the first period.
1.1, Notre Dame looks to get that one-timer off before the buzzer. They cannot. A scoreless first period, but one as exciting as can be. Chances for both sides. Both teams will switch sides at that as well. 11 shots on goal for Desert Vista, 9 shots on goal for Notre Dame. James, what did you take out of that period?
Speed. That's the big one that I kind of saw in that period, Dylan. It was one of those things where we knew that it was going to be fun to watch coming into this game, and we get to kind of see it happen in front of us, exceeding expectations, I'm willing to say, at this point. Just fun to see it happen and fun to watch it continue as the game keeps going.
Just a quick break before the second period begins, another fresh 15 minutes. And let's go over the standings. I know it's a little bit sometimes confusing talking about it. The top 4 teams in D1, which are locked in, you know those top 4 teams, they will not be playing tomorrow in the play-in games. It's these 2 teams, Desert Vista, Notre Dame, along with Mountain Ridge and Centennial. Now, depending on games tonight, Desert Vista, who sits number 4, could be tied for first. Mountain Ridge playing as well, Centennial at that. Centennial's taking on Brophy tonight, and Mountain Ridge, who is also playing at the same time, they're playing Hamilton, and that game's after the end of 2. It's 6-3 Mountain Ridge, so they'll be winning their game tonight most likely. Horizon and Pinnacle are tied at 4 in the second period. Talk about a high-scoring game, and Centennial's up 4-1 on Brophy. So we'll have continuous scoring updates during this game, and we're the last game of the night, James, which means after this game you can firmly say who's playing when, who's playing where. Is it here tomorrow? Is it at Chandler tomorrow, or is it at the Mullet? That's the question. Fresh 15 on the clock in the second period. Notre Dame now going from right to left, Desert Vista going left to right. Kaminsky will start in his own end for the Thunder. Gramlich takes away for Notre Dame, gets it up to Borzone in the circle, shoots, saved by Benkel with the glove. And it's another interesting discussion when you talk about seeding. Do you want to play tomorrow? Maybe get that momentum. Remember, Desert Vista played in the play-in games last year. It wasn't a problem for them. They beat number 12 Brophy last year in the play-in games, then went on their run. Chap in the quarterfinals, Pinnacle in the semis, and then these Notre Dame Prep Saints in the championship game. Desert Vista coming from that 5 seed to win in the entire thing. Right now the 5 seed would be Pinnacle. All the way across, looking for Borzone, taken away. Here comes Ryan Jim, breakaway pass, looking for Ensley. It went off a stick. Ensley and Kaplan both went down and both get up, but Jack Wilson is the man to take it away. He gave it away to Diamante, to Ryan Jim, who shoots, save, rebound chance for Diamante, and he put it wide. Best chance so far for DV would have been right there as Anderson steps up, gets it ahead to Jim, centering pass to nobody as DV was back in their own zone. Look to get it to Gramlich, who's heading off for a change. 1 minute gone in period number 2. Can Pinnacle be that team from the 5 seed to take it all the way? And then you have teams like Mountain Ridge and Centennial, where Centennial, who was the bottom of the barrel last year, is the top of the top this year. Talk about started from the bottom, they really did. And now they're playing their best hockey of the year as we have another icing call, and they're no doubt the favorite in this Division I league, James.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch all these teams, right? We've seen Pinnacle a lot. We haven't seen a lot of Centennial, and when we did, they were extremely shorthanded. One game they only had just a few players, but they still pulled out a really big win. So it'll be fun to see Centennial and Pinnacle and everybody at full strength as the playoffs begin. Again, we keep talking about it, but just to have that depth when you're shorthanded in the middle of the year to win games that can propel you to the top of the standings is huge. Makes it really easy for all your kids to come back in the playoffs and continue that performance and that high level of hockey that you're looking for out of the Division I.
And we'll give you the schedule for tomorrow as well once this game ends and we have our final standings. But tomorrow are the play-in games. The playoff games start tomorrow, and we'll have 2 of them. There's 4 games total. We have 5 against 12, 6-11, and so on and so on. Tomorrow our streams will be at 6:30 and 8 o'clock right back here at the Ice Den in Scottsdale for the playoff games. 2 teams, or 4 teams total, their season ends tomorrow. Crazy to think about. Behind the net go the Prep Saints, looking to cut in front. Still loose, Landon Wood couldn't get a shot away, taken away by Cole. Now Koch got laid out by Cole, and we're gonna have a penalty. A hit from behind. Gahan was heading toward the net. We're gonna get a hooking call against Jaden Cole and Desert Vista. Notre Dame is heading to the power play for the first time tonight.
It's the first power play of the night and hold, too, for either side, correct?
DV had one in the first period. Landon Wood was taken for elbowing. They were unsuccessful. Now Cole takes the call for hooking. He's heading to the box. Notre Dame is going to the power play. This Notre Dame power play has every tool you can want. Size, skill, of course, great shots. And they're going to run it out with a 4D, or 4 forwards, 1D combination. Gramlich, Borzone, Bjorndal, Jaswin, and the D on top is Madden Hogenauer. DV wins the draw. Anderson couldn't get it off the wall and out. Kept in by Bjorndal at the blue. A fresh 2 minutes on the clock for the Notre Dame power play. Looking for the first goal of the night. Gramlich down low, looking to put it in front for Jaswin. Couldn't find him. Kept in by Bjorndal. He'll feed Hogenauer up top. Shot taken, and the save by Bankel. You can see Notre Dame really wants Jaswin in that center right in front of Bankel to try to shield him. You know, looking at their roster, him and Archer Anders are 2 of their tallest and bigger skaters. Jaswin's the screener in front, and you have great shots for Borzone and Gramlich on each circle. Anderson off the wall, kept in by Bjorndal, and Notre Dame will set it up. Hogenauer to Gramlich all the way across. Bjorndal at the goal line will circle the net. Up top for Gramlich. Now Hogenauer, who shoots, saved by Bankel. Rebound chance picked up by Kaminsky, and DV will clear it all the way down.
Yeah, good follow there by Bankel on a certainly fast-moving puck unit in Notre Dame's power plays. Able to see it the entire way. Makes a really sweet save. Just a simple little one, but still a kick save nonetheless to keep this game tied at 0 and get a reset for his team.
Gramlich enters the zone. Hogenauer at the top of the far circle. Look to get it down low. Taken away by Kaminsky, and he flips it all the way down. You talk about a horse on defense, and that's Trevor Kaminsky for Desert Vista. To think he was on that second line of defense last year, and now a top unit. As the shot comes in, it goes high from Notre Dame. Kept in, getting a few changes on. 35 seconds to go in the penalty against Cole. Bjorndal backdoor looking for Tate Mickey, and he couldn't put it home. What a pass by Bjorndal. Back in front, went through the blue crease. Chase Kaplan will take it along the boards. Turned it over to Zach Kahn, who forces it out to neutral. Jim looked to pick up the loose puck. It's picked up by Mickey. Waits for Bjorndal to touch up. Mickey in front looking for Justin Kaplan, who is cutting toward the net. Hart takes away for DV. Kaplan shoots, save by Bankel once more. And an extra tap by Kaplan gets him an extra push after the whistle by Gordy Anderson. 4 seconds to go in the penalty against Cole.
Yeah, I mean, got to give it up there for just a second. Mickey into the zone, screaming almost into the zone. A really fast break, and unfortunately the pass just couldn't connect, and Didn't end up landing on his stick. If it would have been really interesting to see if that puck would have ended up in the back of the net. Fortunately, it didn't for Desert Vista, and they don't have to play from behind.
4 seconds to go in the power play. The official allows Notre Dame to get their full change. The puck is down. Cole is out of the box. So both teams unsuccessful on their first power play opportunities. Cole was looking for the breakaway pass. It goes all the way across. Here comes Landon Hart, taken to the boards by Capo. Got 4.5 in to period number 2, still no score. Quillinan along the boards. Wilson gets a hit, feeds Tate Mickey along the far boards, who couldn't get it out, kept in by Hughes. The attempt by Edmonds gets it out to neutral. Looking for Capo, taken away by Quillinan, one of many returners from Desert Vista last year. Gets it up to Zach Kahn. 3-on-2 for DV. Kahn has Hart with him. Drop pass. Hart shoots. Blocker save by Gahan. He didn't know where it was and cleared out by Notre Dame. A good high shot by Landon Hart. Blocker save by Gahan. He didn't know where it was, but his defenseman bailed him out, and Notre Dame ices the puck.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that so far. A lot of high pop-up pucks landing near the net and kind of confusing the goalies just a little bit. That time, Gahan able to track it, and it was a really fortuitous bounce for Notre Dame to be able to clear it and avoid Desert Vista from providing a lot of pressure.
Bjorndal looking to cut toward the middle. Quillinan takes it away. Ensley couldn't get it out. Hogenauer gave it right up. Here comes Jim. 2-on-1 if they have it. Jim with Diamante all the way across, and the pass goes in front of him. Back in front. Ensley shoots on the side of the net. Anders takes it away for Notre Dame. Gramlich will backhand it out to neutral. Maybe the tide's starting to shift in favor of the Thunder. 2 straight opportunities. Borzone in front, and Bankel makes the stop. Back in front was a centering pass. It found the stick of Diamante. We go back and forth. High danger chances for both teams. Off the net, the puck goes. 5.5 gone in period number 2.
Dylan, I think if anything, the question that deserves to be asked here is, or really pointed out, is this is why that championship game last season was so incredible to watch. Both of these teams, such high regard for each other, understanding that competition is not easy. It's not easy to get to the top in AHSHA, and Desert Vista did just that, but both teams stacked this year. Really good game so far. Scoreless, 5.5 into the middle frame.
That looked like offside, and it was. They're going to have to do it one more time. But you said it. They've had battles in the regular season. They've had battles to the last moment in the playoffs, and this is a matchup you can see once more in the playoffs if things shake that way with the seeding and everything, and no one would be complaining because, once again, they'd have a great matchup right down to the wire. Mickey's going to take this draw as Jaswin's kicked out. It goes right back to Jack Wilson. Wilson, his D partner, and Chase Kaplan. Chase and Colin, who plays D2 for Notre Dame, at times gets called up to D1, are brothers, and Adams the cousin. Hart in the circle, shoot save by Gahan, and he'll cover. Mickey takes offense with Hart after the whistle. We have Colin and Chase that are twins. Justin's another brother. This isn't a triplet situation, just a twin. And then you have Adam, who's a cousin. You have a lot of Kaplans on the back of a Notre Dame jersey, especially this year. At times, you've had up to 4. Soon enough, you're going to have to do what the pros do and do a C Kaplan. But then you have Colin and Chase, so you have to go CH or CO. DV the other way. Hughes to Kahn, who couldn't get the shot away. Kahn right back in front, held by Gahan.
You could always just put Chase or Colin on the back of their jerseys, too. That's obviously something that still presents itself, you know. We've seen the wraparound name on the back of a jersey. D. Strange, Gordon in the MLB, a couple guys in the NHL have done it. So there's always something that can be done about that if needed.
The good thing for the broadcasters, a lot of them, and most of them, you have Chase, who's the taller one, who plays a more physical game back on D. Adam, who's as locked down defensively back on D as well. It's not a problem telling them apart. That's the good part. Now, if the helmets were off and you have twins, might be a problem.
At least you're willing to admit it.
Ensley looking for Diamante. tried to feed it back to Jim. Stepping in is Kaminsky. Down low for Diamante, back to Kaminsky, all the way across. Big slap shot by Anderson, didn't get all of it, still found its way to the slot. And Anderson will take it back to the red line. Gordy Anderson is an interesting year this year. 19 games played, 4 goals, especially back on D is very impressive. All 4 of them on the power play. Ensley centering pass, and Diamante fanned on it. Notre Dame the other way. Gramlich across the line, watched by Kaminsky. Gramlich backhand try off the side of the net. He gets his own rebound. Turns it over. The other way we go. Speed on speed all the way across. Diamante into the zone. Stops on a dime. Over to Jim. Ryan Jim to the backhand. Save. Rebound try. And Guy got that one too. He loses his goalie stick in the process. Gets it back now. As DV looked to cut toward the net. Notre Dame just looking for a clear. And they get it. Kaplan ahead for Bjorndal, who have to skate to it at the goal line. Takes a big hit by Kaminsky, stapled into the boards. The Thunder with a lot of chances here in the second period. Bjorndal has to come back and touch up. He got caught up with Kaminsky right at that goal line for a couple seconds. Loose puck finds Borzone across the line, surrounded by 3 Thunder defenders. Borzone shoots, save by Bankel. Chase Kaplan taken away by Landon Hart. Hart's all alone, shoots, saved by Gahan. He got the pad in the way and directed it down low. Kahn looked to pick it up. It gets directed all the way back to Quillinan. 6:37 to go in period number 2, still scoreless. Kahn to Hughes, looking to change that, went wide. Bjorndal picks up the rebound, up to Borzone. With Kaplan, Borzone shoots, saved by Bankel. The rebound right in the circle, picked up by Quillinan, turned over to Bjorndal. Bjorndal at the end of a long shift, still with it, shifting into the offensive zone. Backhand try, Anders puts it off the side of the net as he was down low. Bjorndal still working to try to get the puck. A great shift by 18 in purple. One of the 7 seniors on senior night. Quillen in the offensive zone, on the backhand, looking to cut toward the net, taken away. Notre Dame's Hogenauer coming the other way. To Tate Mickey into the circle, tried to make a move, taken away by Ryan Kim. Mickey right back on it, centering pass in front, Kaplan, oh what a stop! Bankel centered it up and got it with his chest. Kim puts it in. The excitement, everybody waiting for the first marker. Jaswin picking it up in his own end. Makes one man miss as he enters the zone. Drew Jaswin in front, they score! Jaswin from a sharp angle, and Notre Dame strikes first, 1-0. Drew Jaswin, his 11th goal of the year from the sharp angle in between the legs of Jonah Bankel, and Notre Dame finally breaks through.
Shout out to the Vuvuzela to the left, a great goal horn, doing fantastic. And 1-0 Notre Dame. Finally that first penalty, or the first goal comes, my apologies.
Both teams have had much better chances, and isn't that hockey to have a shot like that from almost the goal line? That's the one that goes in the back of the net. 1-0 Notre Dame with 5:10 to go in period number 2. The puck bounces on Bjorndal, have to take it in his own zone, looking for Gramlich, who's smashing his stick on the ice, looking for the puck. Drop back for Borzone, he fanned on the pass, got it right back, down low for Bjorndal. Notre Dame looking to double that lead now. Kaplan walks in, his shot saved by Bankel. Got it with the glove as it was squirting along the ice. 4:51 to go. Jaswin gets the goal, still waiting on the assist if there are any. He started the play all the way from his own zone. So we'll see if they give any assist out. But Jaswin with goal number 11 on the year. Been as good as it gets. 2 points in 8 of his last 12 games for this Notre Dame team. Wraparound try, went high and wide off the stick of Driscoll. And we're going to get a whistle as it goes out of play. So after Desert Vista's had probably the better of chances here in the second period, Notre Dame is the one who strikes first.
Yeah, definitely a late strike too, not to be completely, lying about it, but one that we would have expected a little earlier in the game, if we're being honest with each other here. Two really high, potent energy teams that have a lot of really good firepower, and it took us almost the entirety of 2 frames to just get the first goal in the night.
Both of these teams, they like to score, but with these defenders and these goaltenders, the Bengals save, rebound, oh, he scores! Notre Dame again at the side of the net on the rebound try. It's Jaswin for number 2, 2 goals for him in just a matter of minutes. Just 46 seconds between the 2 goals by Drew Jaswin on the initial shot by Tate Mickey, had saved by Bankel, and Jaswin was at the side of the net to put it home. Notre Dame up 2-0. Tate Mickey gets the assist. Mickey gets assist number 4 on the year. Notre Dame now up 2-0. Here comes Desert Vista. Looking for a response. Santino Lane over the line. Shoots. Glove saved by Gahan with 4:14 to go. Jaswin just has a nose for the net, and he was in that perfect spot right on the right side of the net, right by the blue paint. No one around him. The puck came right to him.
Yeah, that's where we see speed really come into hand. Come handy was when you have the ability to have a forward charge the net as hard as, Jaswin did there, and he luckily comes out the victor of a loose puck that he was just able to send right back past Bankel before Bankel could be in position to save it. So that's one of those things, again, this year in AHSHA, parity and speed and skill all the way up and down every roster in Division 1, 2, 3, and even the JV level.
Kept in, centering pass by Notre Dame was taken away, and Desert Vista will start it up. Anderson across the line at the circle, in front looking for Proctor. Couldn't get his stick on the puck. Kaminsky kept it in for the moment, caught up right at the top of that circle. Kaplan's going to try the other side now, and it goes successful as the high foot goes out. Touched by Anderson's. They're going to say that was not a high stick as play continues. 3:30 to go in period number 2. Notre Dame up 2. 2 goals by Drew Jaswin. His first goal unassisted. Second, Tate Mickey gets the helper. Hughes overskated it. Borzone will take it in his own end. Sam Borzone, pass 1, takes a few checks in the process. Over to Bjorndal in the circle, cutting toward the net. Bjorndal left it at the side of the net, and we're going to get a whistle as I believe the net has come off its moorings. Well, let's see the official call.
It's always that one.
Right? It's always to the left here in the Coyotes rink, and that's exactly what it was. They were working on it during the last little stoppage as well. After a scoreless first, 2 goals here in the second off the same stick. And he's right back on the ice, and Drew Jaswin along the half wall, fighting for the puck. Quillinan takes it away, finds Hughes. They'll put it ahead, taken away by Hogenauer. A stick broke, and that was Borzone. Now check that, that was Tate Mickey. His blade completely came off the rest of his stick. He had to go to the bench and head there and look for a new one. An expensive break here at the high school level.
He was actually looking for a new one too. That's funny. Normally they know right where their stick is. Tate Mickey had to look for his for just a moment.
The rest of his stick, the entire length of it, is still in the corner in the defensive zone for Notre Dame. Justin Kaplan over the line. The sophomore centering pass, looking for Bjorndal. He does. Bjorndal got caught up. Ryan Kim takes it away. Desert Vista looking to just get on the scoreboard at this point. Turnover. Gramlich off the bench. Gramlich to the net. Put it high. He scores! Oh, wow! At the top of the net. Gramlich over the shoulder and in. Notre Dame up 3-0. Goal number 15 for Reed Gramlich, and he put it where not many goalies can save it, right on the top of the net. Benkel really had no chance. Let's see this replay. Gramlich on the right circle. It looked like he put it high. Benkel thought he put it high too, and then the light came on. One of those goals that only few can score, and Reed Gramlich is one of those few.
Where Mama proverbially hides the cookies, indeed, for Gramlich on that one.
Gramlich to put Notre Dame up 3. And now a penalty upcoming, and it's against DV again. Their second straight penalty. This time it's against Wetzel. And with 1:45 to go in the second period, it's a penalty against DV. Wetzel for slashing. Notre Dame to the power play for the second time tonight.
We need this ref every game, Dylan. You and I have a hard time hearing penalty calls, but last season I was able to read lips. I have not been able to do it this year, but this ref very vocal about it, right where we're right in front of us. Easy for us to hear it.
You're spot on. Bjorndal with it across to Hogenauer. Gramlich, Borzone shoots, he put it high. I don't think I've seen a goal like Gramlich's in the entire time I've been covering high school hockey here in Arizona, or maybe period. Borzone takes the stick out of Anderson, who's now going to have to go chase it. Play D in front for Bjorndal. Another stick goes flying. Gramlich just tosses it over to Bjorndal, and Notre Dame somehow keeps the zone. Gramlich all the way across. Borzone back to Gramlich. Remember, Anderson has no stick. In front, Jaswin looking for the hat trick, and Benkel will hold. And now it comes out to Ensley, who backhands it up and out.
Gramlich with an almost no-look pass there across the zone. He knew where Bjorndal was and laid an almost perfect puck onto his tape. Unfortunately, Bjorndal couldn't get all of it to put it back on net.
Borzone to Bjorndal, drags, he shoots, blocker saved by Benkel. Came right back in front off the glass. Gramlich will put it back to Hogenauer. 45 seconds to go in the period. His shot goes wide, Bjorndal. At the circle. Fighting in front is Mickey, all the way back. Hogenauer shoots, he scores! Power play goal, Madden Hogenauer, Notre Dame with 4 goals in the second period. A power play goal for the Saints. 5th goal on the year for Hogenauer from the blue line. Went far side on Benkel. 4 goals for Notre Dame here in the second. They're up 4-0 with just 30 seconds to go. Hogenauer is the quarterback on that power play, which is filled with skill and so much more. When you have a shooting threat like him at the top as well, borderline unstoppable when you're talking about this Notre Dame power play. Looking for one more, and they score again! Number 5, it goes high shoulder again! Just 7 seconds to go in the second. Landon Wood. Now he's gesturing toward the official. They're acting like this goal's not going to count. They're going to rule no goal. Now I'm trying to figure out exactly why. There was a little bit of a celebration after the goal, and Wood's going to head to the box as well. Yep, unsportsmanlike conduct. They give the goal right back, so it's still 4-0. Now what Wood did after the goal wasn't anything crazy. He scored and he headed right to where the Notre Dame fans are sitting, and then he blew a kiss to somebody, or so it seemed like, but there's no Desert Vista fans really over there, so I'm not really sure what he, maybe said something unusual.
We'll take a look at the replay at the break. We did manage to grab it, so we'll take a peek at it and see what exactly might have happened, but it did happen after the play. Maybe we got it, maybe we didn't. As now Gahan's going to talk to the ref about it for just a moment. There's 2 officials meeting in the neutral zone about it at the same time, and 7.5 seconds left.
So a penalty now against Notre Dame. That one against Wood, who sits in the box. 3 seconds, 2, shot gets blocked into the corner. .4 is on the clock. We'll have to drop the puck once more. But nevertheless, after it could have been 5, probably should have been 5, 4 goals for Notre Dame.
Wood gets the puck from behind the net, throws his hands up, looks to the crowd. He did start to blow a kiss. You saw it there kind of at the end of the replay. Again, we'll pop it back up during the break. He started the gesture to the Notre Dame Prep fans for a kiss, and I guess that warrants a unsportsmanlike conduct in AHSHA.
Yeah, that's the call. They're going to drop the puck. That's the end of the period. Now, we still got a full third period to go, but thank goodness that didn't happen in a bigger setting when you're talking about closer game, etc. Anyway, after 30 minutes, 4-0 Notre Dame. 4 goals in the second period. Let's run through who scored them. And it was Drew Jasmine on the first, Drew Jasmine on the second. Tate Mickey got the assist on the second goal. And then third goal was Reed Gramlich right over the shoulder of Benkel at the top of the net to give Notre Dame Prep the third goal. And then Hogenauer on the power play to make it 4-0. The assist on that goal goes to Cody Bjorndal, who fed him at the top. It was Landon Wood, who could have had the 5th goal. However, ruled for unsportsmanlike conduct. Now, of course, we're not on the ice. We don't see what the officials see, but it's not like he went over to the Notre Dame side. That is his own team side.
Yeah.
So, a little bit of questionable situation, but as of now, not a game-changing one.
And let's just take a second here to kind of assess. You've said it, this period full of goals, 4 for Notre Dame Prep. Head coach Charles Michio said, I just need to shoot the puck more. That's all they need to work on. They have kids that are so skilled, they're not shooting the puck enough, and goalies aren't challenged enough. Benkel challenged relatively heavily in not only the second frame, in the first as well, leads to the Thunder making a goaltending change down to our right. It'll be Dylan Hansen now in net.
Dylan Hansen taking over in the third period. Jonah Benkel's going to sit. And that's when you talk about an interesting situation here for DV. And it's going to be a solution that no one will know until Tuesday night or Wednesday night when it's the quarterfinals. And that's when Desert Vista plays next, either Tuesday or Wednesday. It'll be an interesting one. Do you go with Jonah Benkel, your senior, who at times have struggled this year, or Dylan Hansen, who really doesn't know what struggle is? He's undefeated, 7-0-1 this year, a 1.50 goals against in 8 starts with a 9.33 save percentage. Let's see what he does here in the third period, and if Desert Vista can get back into it. Ensley all the way across. Ryan Jim at the circle. His shot went wide. Remember, Desert Vista still on the power play here as Landon Wood sits in the box for unsportsmanlike conduct. Gramlich the first one to the puck. Ensley lost his stick. Gramlich's turnaround shot. He fanned on it. 1:15 to go in the power play for DV. Down 4 here in the third. Looking to at least get on the board and get started. Ryan Jim to the net. Jim lost the puck and cleared away by Notre Dame.
Yeah, Gramlich wasn't only the first one to the puck on that. He came from behind the play to be the first one to the puck on that. That's that speed that we've talked about all season. And Gramlich trying to make a difference on the penalty kill for Notre Dame.
He plays all 3 stages, even strength, power play, PK, and for good reason. His speed and his skill just outlasts and overworks everybody else. You saw it right there against Ensley. He might have been 10 feet back of him in the race, but caught up to him at the end. Kim at the circle, all the way across, looking for Jim at the top. Shot, saved by Gahan. Didn't even reach him, actually. He got blocked in front. Kahn will feed Ensley. It goes past him and all the way down to Dylan Hansen. Now Hansen, the sophomore, and Benkel, the senior, the 2 netminders for DV. Kahn to Kaminsky. Going to rule that one onside. As it goes in deep, Hansen smacks his stick on the ice, signaling that Wood is out of the box. And he is. A successful PK for Notre Dame. Their second 2 for 2 on the night. Anderson kept it in. Hart will backhand it forward. Notre Dame now with a 4-goal advantage, and not only can you thank their great offense in the second period, but at the start of the period, it was a lot of Desert Vista. And you got to thank not only the defense, but also Matthew Gahan over in net. He's been really, really good tonight. He's made a couple great saves, especially at the start of that second period. This game easily could have been 2 or 3-0 Desert Vista with the amount of chances they were getting. He kept it at 0, and his offense got going later in the frame. Hughes for Desert Vista, gets a good bounce. Hughes shoots, pad save by Gahan. It popped up almost into the netting, kept in play. Kaplan knocks it forward for Mickey. Mickey ahead for Jasmine, already with 2 goals tonight. Jasmine inside, outside, Jasmine to the net, and the stick of Hansen got in the way. Mickey got knocked down behind the play. Diamante for DV. Lost the puck, watched by Kaplan, chase that is. In front, Wetzel's forecheck, forced Jim the turnover. Jim all the way across, and Hughes fanned on it. Oh, he might have had an open net as they were taking Gahan side to side. Right off the bench comes Notre Dame. That was Wood laying the hit. Mickey and Wood 2-on-2. Mickey's shot was blocked. Wood's shot went wide to the short side. Mickey to Anders. We're going to get it down low. Was Tate Mickey. He scored against DV in that championship game to make it 4-1. Notre Dame, a freshman getting a goal in the championship at the time. We're going to get a penalty upcoming. This one against Desert Vista. Shot in front, Hansen with the save on Jaswin. It's going to be a tripping call against DV once more. And another power play for Notre Dame. They scored on their last one, Madden Hogenauer, with the marker. And it's going to be Jaden Cole to the box for the second time tonight. The call is going to be kneeing. That's the official word. Let's see if we can even get a look on the replay. 68 right in front, right? And that was him and Mickey colliding. They ruled Jaden Cole for the knee. And Notre Dame to the power play once more.
Yeah, that's a good call. Right place, right time for the ref. Potentially dangerous, knee there. Obviously, it wasn't intentional. It wasn't meant to hurt anybody, but still happened. And ref makes the call on it right where he needs to be in time to do it.
Ensley can't clear. Kaplan at the top. Now you see 2D on this power play unit for Notre Dame with the lead that they have. Hogenauer at the top, shoots, it went wide. Looking for number 2 in the same spot. Gramlich. Feed to the D-man at the top, takes it back. Gramlich, Bjorndal all the way across as Kaplan was coming back door. DV the other way. Kyle Ensley lost it. Hogenauer looked to take it away. Ensley shot saved by Gahan. Couldn't get on top of it. Still with it, Ensley. Walks, shoots, it went wide to the far side. And a big hit by Bjorndal lit up the boards on Ryan Jim. Notre Dame still with 1:05 to go in the power play. Gramlich to the net. Gramlich, he couldn't put it home. A few nice moves, and Dylan Hansen stays tall. All the way across. Bjorndal at the circle. Fanned on it, got it right back. The puck bouncing on him. Kaplan and Hogenauer at the top. Gramlich looking for the tip. Borzone, Bjorndal, and Gramlich, the 3 forwards. 40 seconds to go in the power play. Notre Dame killing time and looking to open up some holes in the PK of DV. At the goal line, centering pass got blocked down off the skate of Quillinen. Still with it, Borzone, all the way across. Bjorndal in the circle, shoots, saved by Hansen, and he'll hold. It's never easy coming off the bench cold as a goaltender, especially not after sitting for 2 periods, not expecting to play at all tonight. And the sophomore has done a great job so far. He's done a great job all season.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want, is you want to have that moment where you have a goaltender you can pull in off the bench cold, if that's the term we're going to use for it. Obviously, he did see some time between the pipes during warmups. As Dylan, I see you're looking at the Score of the Horizon Pinnacle game, so I'll wrap up. But either way, you want to have a goaltender that you can rely on. He was undefeated on the season, showed that he was really able to play in big moments and big games for this Desert Vista squad, and that's what they're hoping he can do here.
We got a couple score updates from around the league. AHSHA won tonight against Campo Verde 4-1. Campo will be in our game tomorrow. We'll be seeing them for, I believe, the first time this year.
Correct, indeed.
They are the 12 seed, and they'll be facing the 5 seed, which is going to be the Pinnacle Pioneers. They win tonight against Horizon 5-4, so that matchup is locked in. 5 against 12, 6:30 p.m. here at Scottsdale. Pinnacle and Campo Verde. Flagstaff taking down Shap tonight, 8-6
Wow.
in a high-scoring game. Jaswin at the side of the net looked to put it home. That would have been the hat trick for him. Cole was out of the box. Mountain Ridge took down Hamilton tonight, 6-4. So the Mountain Lions putting some pressure on Centennial for the top spot. Turning and shooting, another save by Hansen. And that was Mickey. Santino Lane for DV. Gonna just get on the board, and the shot went off the leg of Wilson. Centennial playing right across the street, or should we say across the hallway in the Shane Doan rink here at the Ice Den. They win tonight, or that game's almost over. They're up 7-3 on the Brophy Broncos. Brophy will also be in our games tomorrow. They are locked in as the number 6 seed. They will be playing the 11 seed, who, I'm trying to do the math on the fly here, I believe will be Horizon, especially with the win by Flagstaff. Cutting in front was Kaplan. He lost the puck. Notre Dame looking to finish this one off. Go out into the sunset, or so you will. The next 9 or 10 days, depending on which slot they get, on Tuesday or Wednesday in the quarterfinals. Hansen covers this one up. As we stand right here, and all of this is pending. Now, as of right now, Mountain Ridge is the number 1 seed, but Centennial, who is about to win, it depends if they get the fair play point and all the tiebreakers,
So I believe if you're saying, you said Horizon lost, Flagstaff won, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so if that's the case, then it looks like Horizon would still stay locked in at the 11 seed. So it would be Pinnacle versus Horizon tomorrow at the 8 o'clock game.
Pinnacle and Campo tomorrow at the 6:30 game. Brophy will play Horizon. As that puck goes out of play, that is the 5-12 and the 6-11 game. It's like our own March Madness in a little bit of a way, right? And you have the updated standings. So Flagstaff moves up to that 9 spot. You still have this game going on. It's going to be an interesting playoff.
Down to the left again.
That's exactly right. It's going to be an interesting playoffs. You have two play-in games here tomorrow at Scottsdale, 2 play-in games over at Chandler. We'll have the games tomorrow at 6:30 with Pinnacle and Campo, 8 o'clock Brophy and Horizon. And then the other 4 teams with AHSHA and Shap and Flag and Hamilton, those 4 will match up over at Chandler tomorrow afternoon.
How fitting is it that we started our season here at Ice Den Scottsdale, you and I together, with Notre Dame Prep and Brophy, and our season will end here at Notre Dame Ice Den Scottsdale with Brophy playing in a play-in game in the first round.
It's great, and you got a lot of these teams. You talk about the top 4 a lot as they're still fixing the net. You have Mountain Ridge, Centennial, and these 2 teams. But you have a lot of those 5 to 8 and maybe even more teams that can create a lot of noise in the playoffs. You can't knock these guys out because maybe they didn't have a great regular season. Brophy, which has one of the best goaltenders in the league in Max Milstein. Even Campo, right? Campo has a great netminder in Dominic Seligman. He came over from Shap with Trey Mosharafa over with the Firebirds. And Seligman can steal you a game, no doubt. And I can tell you that Pinnacle has definitely got that in the back of their mind. They're going to have to face him tomorrow and find a way to get a puck past him. Pinnacle had no issues tonight on offense, scoring 5 goals against Horizon.
Again, another set of brothers there. Brophy, the Milstein brothers, Max and Spencer. We'll get to see them tomorrow after the Kaplans tonight. In that first game of the year, Dylan, just to kind of recall back to it, was a tie game between a shorthanded Notre Dame and I believe an almost full-staffed Brophy, if I remember correctly.
That's right, and funny enough, he was actually Caden Wright in net for Notre Dame, and he had a great start to the year because he got a lot of time. Matthew Gahan was out doing some baseball visits and looking at colleges. Wright had a great 4 games for Notre Dame, 2-1-1, a .910 save percentage, and a .225 goals against. Only a sophomore he is as well. So he's going to be, in all likelihood, the man of the net for Notre Dame for the next 2 years. And with how he performed in his action at the D1 level and at the D2 level this year, there is no worry of the Notre Dame program when it comes to netminders.
I think if we're drawing AHSHA comparisons, I think a really good equal comparison for Caden Wright would have to be Austin Charlotte.
They play similar ways.
Wright and Charlotte are both very sharp goaltenders. Charlotte had played D2 last year with Pinnacle. He'd done amazing things with them, and this year he's been a D1 goaltender they've been able to count on as well.
7:05 to go in the third period. 4-0 Notre Dame in front after 4 goals in the second period. Could have been 5 if they didn't take a penalty. Borzone will take it back to neutral. And we talked about the brothers and the twins and the names on the back of the jerseys. For Brophy, funny enough, they do that. Max Milstein has the M Milstein on the back, and Spencer Milstein has the S Milstein on the back. Now, you don't really need it because one's a goalie wearing goalie pads and one's a defender, right?
One of them you don't actively see the back of. The other one you're constantly watching go up and down the ice, but anything helps, right?
Jim will shoot it, went wide. Desert Vista now with 1 goal against Pinnacle, and so far, none tonight against Notre Dame. Going to get their offense going. They're going to have a big break. 9 or 10 days until their quarterfinal game. It'll be at Mullet, a place they know very well. These two teams know Mullet very well. They're going to have the quarters there on Tuesday and Wednesday. Not this week, but next week, as hitting the iron was Borzone. He got crossbar on Hansen. Bjorndal in front. Still loose was Gramlich. And the rebound goes right into the glove of Dylan Hansen. These are the only teams in AHSHA that know what Mullet's like. And because the championship was the only game there last year. And this year you're going to have the quarters there. You're going to have the semis there. And you're going to have the championship there as well. So playing games are at the Ice Dens, Chandler and Scottsdale. Quarterfinal games on the 30th and the 31st of January. Semifinal games on that Thursday, February 1st. And then, of course, the championship, February 4th, 2024 at Mullet Arena, 5 o'clock p.m. And you have tickets on Ticketmaster for the championship game. So
just $15 a piece, by the way, for the championship game on Ticketmaster.
Exactly right.
Not a bad deal, not a bad seat in the building.
Not at all. It's going to be a great game no matter who's in it. And a great event for high school hockey here in the state of Arizona as well.
Really, in all, I think Mullet Arena has been a really good staple for hockey in Arizona. The growth of the game has flown, through there. We've seen the Isabel Cup last year with women's hockey. We've seen the USA-Canada rivalry series with women's hockey. We've seen high school championships. The Coyotes are playing there. There's a lot of really good stuff going on at that arena, and it's going to be exciting to watch all the teams in the playoff this year, not just the championship, get to be played out at Mullet Arena and see how teams kind of react to a more escalated feel of hockey, if you will.
You talk about the status of the championship game, and actually the first championship game I got to see was over at Oceanside Ice Arena, which isn't standing anymore.
Rest in peace, Oceanside.
Rest in peace,
we'll
right?
Never forgive. Never forget.
Demolished, but the first championship was Notre Dame Pinnacle and a 5-2 win for the Pioneers, and it was an interesting one because Notre Dame and their connections all around the country, really being known as one of the best teams in the country, they got some of the New York Rangers to watch that game. They were watching the game, watching the stream, and shooting, cheering on Notre Dame Prep. Mark Ciaccio, of course, the former head coach of Notre Dame Prep, now a scout with the New York Rangers. Got to see him the other night over at ASU. I'm sure he's laughing at my Islanders today after making a coaching change.
Hey, Patrick was not a bad hire. Let's not take away from the fact that he's a Hall of Fame goaltender. Sure, he has a hot head behind
Here comes
the bench.
Jasmine looking for the hat trick. Saved by Hansen, and the rebound cleared out.
He's got a hot head behind the bench, but still not a bad hire, Dylan.
Rangers having a great year this year. And former head coach Mark Ciaccio. A full credit to him.
Definitely.
It was funny. We were over at ASU Cornell a few weeks or last weekend, and Cornell has a defenseman who was a prospect of the Rangers. They drafted him a couple of years ago. He hadn't scored a goal the entire year. Mark Ciaccio comes to the game to watch his guy, and he scores. That's the Ciaccio bump right there.
Isn't that funny how that works sometimes?
Hank Kempf, great defenseman over on Cornell. They've had a great year this year. A little bit of a slow start, but Mike Schaefer and the entire Cornell program, they've really stepped it up this year. A lot of young players on that team. Right back to this one. Gramlich cutting in. Notre Dame looking for that 5 spot. And Gahan, who's been perfect so far tonight, looking to finish it off. Diamante into the zone at the circle. Centering pass. Couldn't find Jim.
Jim got tied up in a battle with Hogenauer right
Here
in front of
comes
the net.
Gramlich. One more time with a lot of speed. He lost it on the way. Gordy Anderson with great D on Gramlich. 3:30 to go. All the way across. Bjorndal waiting for it. Now shoots it, went off the iron. Got the outside of the post as he went short side on Dylan Hansen, who's been as good as it gets here in the third period. Back in front, Landon Wood couldn't put it home. Still loose in the slot. Borzone shoots it high. Tried to go high glove, he went too high. All the way across to Diamante. Taken off the puck by Anders. Those two collide. The puck behind them. A 4-0 game. Notre Dame in front. And Desert Vista, this has not been a domination. They've had plenty of chances, but Matthew Gahan and his defense in front have been really good tonight. Desert Vista credited for 27 shots on goal, all turned away by Matthew Gahan.
And it's hard to kind of say that. I mean, obviously looking at the score, it is 4-0, but it's not hard to say that this has been a really fun game to watch. Obviously, again, both of these teams at full strength. They're, top lines, powering off, showing great hockey. But heading into the playoffs, again, neither of these teams playing tomorrow. You kind of get that 9-day reset. You get the opportunity to kind of reconvene in practice, reset yourself, understand there's a couple things that can be improved on both ways, but ultimately Desert Vista didn't really, get obliterated in this game, contrary to what the score says.
Well, the score definitely doesn't tell the whole story. You could argue that they probably had the better first period and probably the better of the first half of the second, but after Notre Dame got one with Jaswin from the sharp angle, the dam kind of broke. Notre Dame put 3 more in the second period, and that's where we stand with 1:45 to go in the third period. After the game, and we'll have our full math calculations and the, what do they call, the bracketology and the whole thing. Talking about the matchups for tomorrow.
No ESPN bracketology for this one, but we'll play in our own heads and see if we can figure it out.
Just want to make sure we have the right matchups.
That's honestly the more important part than playing the bracketology game.
Jaswin cutting in. Tried for the same shot as he put it right back in front. Kaplan shoots and a save by Hansen. Rebound chance. Did he get that one too? Yes! Oh, Dylan Hansen!
Can we just take a second to watch that replay, Dylan? Not only did Jaswin almost have his third of the night, the pass from below the red line goes between the legs of Hansen, finds, I believe it was Pershaus in the middle of the ice, and he just was unable to put it back past Hansen. Wow.
Desert Vista, you talk about 2 goaltenders, and when you have 2 goaltenders, you have a tough decision to make. Dylan Hansen is making it as tough a decision to make when it comes to who's playing on Tuesday or Wednesday in the quarterfinals. He's been really, really good in his action in Division I, and now he's getting a show out against a very good Notre Dame team. Block in front, another save by Hansen. DV coming the other way, just 60 seconds to go in the third period. A lockdown, shutdown effort by the Prep Saints tonight, a playoff type effort. That's what Coach Charles Missio wanted. He said, this is a playoff game to us. We need to make a statement. As Hogenauer cuts in front, and another save by Hansen. He said, we need to make a statement, and 4-0 with 35 seconds to go. That's as good of a statement as you can make.
Against the defending champions, and obviously they did already play once this season, Dylan. That was a game we did as well, but this is a really great final, staple on the year if you're Notre Dame Prep. This is one you're definitely happy about. You've played a great game, all 200 feet. Gahan and between the pipes has been amazing. And Notre Dame Prep's just going to run the clock down here if they can. But, still just a great game both ways for Notre Dame, offensive, defensive, goaltending,
And a great effort by everyone. 4-0 Notre Dame is the victors as the regular season comes to a close. Matthew Gahan with the shutout. Another great effort by him. Gahan gets the shutout. He finishes the year 12-2-2. And he's now allowed 1 goal or less in 7 of his last 10 starts. The senior on senior night, just improving those numbers time after time. 4-0 the final. The goals by Drew Jaswin got number 1 and number 2. Gramlich got number 3, and Madden Hogenauer on the power play with number 4. Assists tonight, Tate Mickey and Cody Bjorndal. But the story tonight was Matthew Gahan and the Notre Dame defense. as locked down as it gets. They lost their top 2 D-men from last year, Evan Cobley and Connor White, TCU and ASU, both playing hockey at the club level at those respective schools. But moving on, you move Madden Hogenauer and Adam Kaplan to the top D pairing. And they've been locked down this year. They've allowed the least amount of goals, 38 goals allowed in 20 games. Yeah, that's less than 2 goals a game, and really, really impressive.
I mean, nonetheless, we've had a really interesting season, Dylan. Nothing that we're really going to complain about if we're looking at it the way we're watching it, but it's going to be a really fun, day tomorrow. We have those 2 play-in games, 5 versus 12, 6 versus 11. We're going to try and get the final updated rankings of who's who tomorrow. It'll be fun to watch.
So make sure to check out the website and social media for the matchups. We'll see what time, where, and get your official 100% correct information on the playoffs starting tomorrow. 2 games here at the Ice Den and Scottsdale, 2 games over at Chandler. So we wrap it up here. 4-0 Notre Dame takes it. These teams are locked in. They will not be playing tomorrow, but for who is, make sure to check the website, check social media, at AHSHA Hockey on Instagram, Twitter, the whole thing, and check out the website.